In last week's video, I showed you 64 celebrities that drink alkaline water as part of their daily health regimen. Some of those celebrities drink alkaline water that they buy in bottles from the supermarket, while others are getting their alkaline water directly from their own electronic water ionizer that they have at home. But there's a big difference between the quality of each of those different waters. The ones that are drinking bottled alkaline water are not getting the same health benefits as they would if they own their own machine. So that's the question for this week. What's the difference between bottled alkaline water and alkaline water that comes from a water ionizer? Hey guys, I'm Dean Snyder from SnyderHealth. Welcome to this week's episode of Water Ionizer Wednesday. For this week, I'm going to explain why drinking bottled alkaline water is not as healthy as you might think, and why you should invest in your own home water ionizer. Let's talk about the three major factors that differentiate alkaline water to regular bottled water or tap water, and compare the differences between bottled alkaline water and water from a water ionizer. To get a better understanding of the information I'm about to share, take a look at one of my previous videos right up here. So now, let's talk about the first thing, alkalinity. Many people think that alkalinity and pH are the same thing, but they're not. And there's a huge difference between the alkalinity of water found in bottled alkaline water and the alkaline water that comes from a water ionizer. Alkaline water that comes from a water ionizer has a very high pH, or potential hydrogen. pH in water is a measurement of the amount of hydrogen ions compared to the amount of hydroxide ions. When a water ionizer creates alkaline water, it separates the hydrogen and hydroxide that make up the water, and you end up drinking water that has a high amount of negatively charged hydroxide ions. It's the hydroxide ions in that water that create the antioxidant effect that you're looking for when you purchase a water ionizer. Although the pH level you can achieve with a water ionizer is dependent on the quality of the ionizer and the quality of water going into it, you generally can get a pH of up to about 11. The higher the amount of hydroxide that's created by a water ionizer in the drinking water, the higher the antioxidant value is of that water. That's due to the ionization effect of the machine. But that's not the same thing as alkalinity, which is what's being promoted by bottled alkaline water companies. When you buy bottled alkaline water from a supermarket, you'll notice that the company usually lists the alkalinity of the drinking water on the label. For example, Coca-Cola's Smart Water promote their water as having a pH of 9. So does the alkaline water sold by Body Armor. But the water in those bottles are not alkaline due to a process of ionization which creates an abundance of antioxidant hydroxide ions. Instead, the pH is raised due to the addition of bicarbonates to the water. You see, when bottled water companies say that their water is alkaline, they're referring to the amount of carbonates and bicarbonates that are added to that water before bottling. Some companies make their water literally by adding sodium bicarbonate to the water, baking soda. Here's the major difference. When certain bicarbonate minerals are added to water, they become positively charged, or cationic. And because they're positively charged, they are considered oxidizers. That's quite literally the opposite of the term antioxidant. Oxidizers in the body create damage to the cells, while antioxidants help to repair cells. The more bicarbonates that are added to the bottled water, it's true that the alkalinity of that water goes up, but so does the oxidizing potential of that water. Which brings me to the next factor, oxidative reduction potential. When we're talking about alkaline water, the major component of that drinking water is its oxidation reduction potential, or ORP level. For a better understanding of ORP, have a quick look at this video clip from one of my previous videos on the subject. ORP stands for oxidation reduction potential. When it comes to drinking water, ORP is best described as the amount of available electrons in that water. ORP is measured in millivolts. When water has more energy, or more electrons, the ORP value is described as a negative number. So for example, water with an ORP of negative 600 has more electrons, or more energy, than water that has an ORP of negative 400. The higher the negative number, the more energy the water has, and is considered energy giving and therefore healthier. But a liquid that has an ORP of a positive number, that can be described as energy stealing, because liquids with a positive ORP number act like an oxidizing agent, which can create free radicals in the body, which is obviously unhealthy. An example of liquids that have a high positive ORP and therefore energy stealing would be things like coffee, soda, most bottled waters, and probably most drinks sold in the supermarket. So since liquids that have a positive ORP are oxidizing, the opposite is true for liquids that have a negative ORP. They're considered antioxidants. And antioxidants help to stabilize the body chemistry and help to repair damaged cells. So to summarize real quick, you want to drink water that has a negative ORP because the water will act as an antioxidant and therefore help to reduce free radicals in the body. The larger the negative number, the better it is for your health. Now, if we go back to pH real quick, if you remember, alkaline water from a water ionizer contains more hydroxide. Hydroxide is a type of ion that has a free unbound electron that can readily be given to another molecule that requires it. So therefore, the more hydroxide there is in water, the more electrons. And the more electrons, then the more negative the ORP will become. So you see, pH and ORP are sort of linked together in that way. As the alkalinity level, or the pH level, of the water being created by a water ionizer goes up, the more antioxidant quality the water has. So this is the major fundamental difference between bottled alkaline water and alkaline water that's created by a water ionizer. Water from a water ionizer has a low negative ORP level due to the ionization process that occurs from electrolysis, and is therefore considered to be an antioxidant, which helps to reduce oxidative damage in the body. But the complete opposite is true of bottled alkaline water. Because bottled alkaline water is alkaline simply due to the fact that bicarbonates are added to the water, and bicarbonate minerals become cationic when added to the water, meaning positively charged, the alkaline water that you're drinking actually has a positive ORP and therefore is considered to be oxidizing to the body, meaning creates damage. It doesn't take a chemist to know that drinking oxidizing water is bad for your health. The good thing about all this is that it's measurable. If you happen to have an ORP meter, go ahead and buy a few of the different alkaline waters from a supermarket, and you'll see for yourself that they all have a positive ORP level. You don't want to drink water that has a positive ORP level. You want to drink water that has a negative ORP level. Period. Some bottled alkaline water companies claim that their water is made through a process of ionization. But the problem with that is that the water cannot maintain a negative ORP level after it's been sitting on the shelf. Even when you make water with a water ionizer, I always suggest that people drink the water either directly out of the machine or at least not store it in the refrigerator for more than a day, because all the health qualities associated with that negatively charged water will be lost. So certainly water that's been sitting on the shelf can't possibly maintain a low negative ORP, especially if it's been sitting on the shelf for weeks at a time, even if the water was made through ionization and not through the addition of bicarbonates. The last thing I want to talk about is molecular hydrogen. Molecular hydrogen is a gas that is known for its properties of being able to help reduce oxidative damage to the cells of the body. Every water ionizer has the ability to create some molecular hydrogen in the drinking water, although some companies make more than others. Bottled alkaline water, on the other hand, does not contain molecular hydrogen and therefore is not nearly as healthy as alkaline water that's made in a water ionizer. Molecular hydrogen is created by a water ionizer due to the electrolysis process, something that doesn't occur when you make alkaline water by adding bicarbonates to the water. So again, by drinking bottled alkaline water, you're losing a major health factor in that water. For more information about the health benefits of molecular hydrogen, I'll post a link in the description below where you can get more info. So to summarize all of this, alkaline water made from a water ionizer has a low negative ORP, which acts as an antioxidant, which is good for your health. And depending on which brand of ionizer you have, creates water with a healthy amount of molecular hydrogen. Conversely, bottled water is made alkaline by adding carbonates and bicarbonates to the water. Adding bicarbonates to the water raises the ORP level to a positive number, which acts like an oxidizer, which is bad for your health. And bottled alkaline water does not contain any molecular hydrogen. Another thing to think about is with the high cost of bottled alkaline water, after a few years you could just buy a water ionizer and make your own alkaline water at home as much as you want whenever you want. Also, think about all of the plastic bottles you're going through. Not so great for the planet, is it? Alright guys, hopefully you got something out of this video. If you did, please go ahead and smash that like button. And if you have any questions about this video, make sure to hit me up in the comments section below. Let me know if you're drinking bottled alkaline water and which brand you usually buy. And make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos when I post them each week. You can subscribe to the channel by clicking on this big round button right here, and you can watch other videos in the Water Ionizer Wednesday series by clicking on either one of those right over there. Until next week, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.